Hello, my name is Minerva Hernandez, and in this presentation, I'll be talking about Kantian ethics and how it helps us understand and respond to racism, equality, and discrimination. To start off with this topic, I'll start explaining what's Kantian ethics. Kantian ethics it's a moral theory developed by the German philosopher Immanuel Kant, which his main idea was that all people have equal moral worth and should be treated with respect just because they're human and not as tools to get what you want. One of the main reasons I chose this topic is because I live in a border city. I was born here in El Paso, but I was raised for most of my life in Ciudad Juarez. So I've had the chance to see how these two cultures mix every day. But at the same time, I've seen the harm. I've seen how the unfair treatment and the stereotypes become bigger every day. So this topic's really important to me because discrimination is something that affects people every day here. And I have one experience that I lived in this past year. I used to work at a grocery store, and there was a lady that she's a really great worker, but she does not speak English. So one day we had a customer. She was really angry because my coworker couldn't understand her language. She was saying that my coworker belonged to the kitchen because she spoke Spanish. So my coworker was really understanding her, but the lady did not give her the chance that because of the different cultures or different races that we have. So one thing we need to learn is how to work together as a community here. The reason I chose this ethical theory is because it's really powerful and it is based on respect, equity, and fairness. Kant also believed in universal moral law. It means if something's wrong for one person, it should be wrong for everybody. So, if racism is wrong in one case, it should be wrong in all cases with no excuses. That kind of clear thinking is really strong, especially when it comes to big moral issues like discrimination. It becomes really clear that these actions are morally wrong. Racism treats people as less than just because their race or their background. This goes directly against Kant's ideas because it states that every single person should be treated with respect just because they're human. For example, if someone refuses to hire a qualified person just because of their race, they are using that person as a means to serve their own biases, not treating them as an equal. In places like these border cities, people sometimes face discrimination based on their language, their immigration status, or their cultural background. Kantian ethics would say that these behaviors are unacceptable because it denies people their integrity. Instead, we should treat people with fairness and respect, no matter what they look like or where they're from. Our challenge as community is that we have to have the courage to speak up when we see racism happening. Fighting against racism isn't just about changing laws. It's about treating every person with the dignity and respect they deserve, simply because we are all human. In conclusion, Kantian ethics give us a strong way to think about racism and discrimination. It reminds us that every person matters and should never be used or be treated unfairly. Living in a diverse city like this one has taught me how to treat everyone with respect, and Kant's ideas help explain how this is not just a personal belief but a moral obligation.